My name's Michelle Bryan. As I was leaving the hospital with my daughter, my husband was downstairs pulling the car around, and I was leaving with my things, and the nurse stopped me on the way out and said, "Oh, by the way, she failed her newborn hearing screening. You might want to get that checked out." So what they ended up doing was a sedated ABR, auditory brainstem response. And at 4 months old, when they did that ABR, she failed, and they told me that she was profoundly bilaterally deaf. No hearing on either side, that she probably would not hear a plane flying over her head. And initially I was devastated. I was angry, I was confused, I was heartbroken because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do, I didn't know what to think. When she was 12 months old, she was implanted for the first time. And for a short time it seemed like that worked. But then after a little while it seemed like it didn't. And at this point I would like to say that my reason for giving my daughter a cochlear implant was not because I wanted to make her like me, because I love my child no matter what, whether she's deaf or hearing. I wanted to give her options. If she wore that cochlear implant her whole life and then up and decided that she wanted to take it off and she wanted to be a deaf signing adult, I would have been okay with that. And I believed that from the very beginning. We went back and we talked to her surgeon, and we decided that we would re-implant her in the same ear because I didn't want to cause any damage to the other ear, because once an ear is implanted, you know it's done for. And just in case anything came about later, developments in technology or whatnot, I didn't want to do anything with that other ear. So we re-implanted the same ear just in case it was that implant. So we went ahead and re-implanted her again, and it became pretty apparent within a short time again that it wasn't working. So they set us up with an electronic ABR where they would stimulate the implant directly and check her brain waves to see if her brain was getting anything from the implant. And that was really a difficult time in my life. I didn't take a lunch for 2 years because I had to work through my lunches to make up time at work so that I could take off to go and take her to speech therapy every week. And it was just a very stressful time in my life. I mean, I would go back and do it again if I had to, because I was doing what I believed to be right for my child. But one night I was laying there in bed the night before we were going for the EABR, and I was crying, and I was just confused, and I was angry that I was having to go through all of this, and I just kept thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And what if it doesn't work? And it was like I heard this voice, and I personally like to think that it was God speaking to me at that moment. And it said, "She doesn't need to be fixed. She's not broken." And when we went in that next day, I knew what they were going to tell me. And they told me that she couldn't hear anything, and I was okay with that. I accepted it. And today, I fully accept her as she is. She is, and I'm not crying because I'm sad about it at all. I'm crying because I'm so proud of her. She is such a beautiful and smart and healthy child that I'm just overwhelmed with love every time I look at her. There was one day that I was driving along and I was thinking about how my life might be different if she was hearing. And the more I thought about it, the sadder I got, because there would be so many people in my life that I wouldn't have met. I've made friends along the way in this journey that I wouldn't trade for anything. I have a job today that I absolutely love that I wouldn't have if my daughter wasn't deaf. And she can do anything that a hearing child can do except hear. And today, I'm a proud signing mom of a deaf girl. I wouldn't have it any other way.